Was goody team a little bit late to the start of the day. So we're just going to update our charts real quick. See what we have left for the day. See if we have any continuations coming in from yesterday to today. Then we'll go on from there. Just give me like 5 minutes to update my charts. So this already hit STP. All right, I'm just gonna focus on the pairs that I'm gonna be trading, and then we'll update these. We'll update our pairs during the weekly market breakdown this weekend on Sunday. GCAT is still consolidating. GJ is still consolidating. GU. Calculate STP real quick. 86 minus 33% is 57. Either 51 already. We had the change. We got the break. All right, we're on the 800 EMA. The break was given down here. So push one, push two. This doesn't look appetizing. Right, we're already at the high of the day as well. Euro USD. I haven't looked at my charts since Wednesday night. So again, if this stream is just us looking at what's left for the day, then that's what it'll be. It'll be a quick stream. 47 pips is SCP where you did 46. Similar to GU, right? The only difference that I like about EU compared to GU is EU already gave us the change. It gave us the break. It gave us the inducement, that third push, and then gave us that push to the top side. So if you were trading, excuse me, if you were trading this during the end of Asia going into London, these would have been good trades to catch back to the top side. Um, we also had 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up. So EU was a really good pair for Asia session. End of Asia going into London would have been a nice time to be on that chart. AU, I'm not going to be currently trading AU for right now for the rest of this week. We wanted to see the valid break of these lows. We got the inducement. Price came back down, right? Gave us the inducement of the 30-minute lows and came back up. So what we were waiting for pretty much this entire week was to see if price wanted to give us that break of structure of this area, to give us that confirmation that price was going to continue that downtrend push. And the fact that AU didn't give it to us, all good. We get our charts ready again for next week. US 30 still in this zone of consolidation. US 30 is always a good pair, especially if it hasn't hit STP or ADR before the NYC session. It's always a good pair to keep an eye on. Like, this is always going to be a pair where you could really capitalize on a day-to-day basis. So we'll definitely be looking at US 30. Gold looks very similar to GU and EU as well. When it comes to how it's moving and what I would want to see. Let me go ahead and delete some of these brushes and everything else that we had drawn for this week. We still have that gap at the top of the market, which is perfect. We have a day of drop. It's good. This could be a good one to keep an eye on as well. Bitcoin is still in this area. Turn that off. Oil coming back down. We had 2 days of rise. Price gave us a third day push. After 3 days of rise, the market must move sideways or go down. So oil is doing exactly what it needs to do. And we had that third week low that we know price did not go into. Then we have silver, which we'll be looking for the same moves to happen from silver and gold. We had a day of rise. Then we had A day it dropped yesterday. No continuations. All right, so we'll be focusing on US 30 and gold. So let's just update our charts. Let's go back to the daily, start from the top to the bottom so we can have a little refresher where we're at, what we're looking for, what we could be anticipating, what we could be expecting from the market. Right, so daily time frame, we still know we're at the highs, right? Price gave us an inducement of the low, gave us a little lower low point, and then we just started this uptrend push. On the push to the top side, we know we have these gaps at the bottom of the market that price is going to have to fill eventually. We have 3 weeks of rise. After 3 weeks of rise, the market must move sideways or go down, and we've just been moving sideways. So again, even US 30 is moving how it's supposed to move. The only thing is with 30, we have this gap in the beginning of the week. Gaps in the market reset the trend. So could we continue a push to the top side? Absolutely. And then on the daily time frame, we could have a daily engulfing candle if at the end of the day, um, price prints and gives us a valid engulfing. This could be a good trade to continue on to next week as well. So that's a good thing to keep an eye on. On the 30-minute time frame, we were trading higher high, higher low, higher high. We're waiting to see if price wanted to give us a valid break of these highs, which we didn't get, right? And because price didn't give us this valid break, it's very tough, right? For me personally, it's very tough for me to say that price is going to give us higher high, higher low to continue into another higher high, right? And again, the exact same thing that we're seeing this week. Well, I want you guys to get accustomed to being able to see what it is that I'm talking about, right? Like, there's a reason why the market is consolidating right now. There's a reason why the market makers are just trapping traders going both ways, right? There's a reason why the market is printing these crazy candlesticks on US 30 at 8 p.m. Why it printed this crazy candle yesterday at 1:30 p.m. Right? It's not because the market makers are looking at your screen and you took a trade, like especially you're trading a prop from account. It's not even on the live environment on the charts, right? Once again, the structure and the rules to the game are very simple. It's higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, vice versa, lower lows, lower highs. And every time price makes a new high or vice versa, when it makes a new low, you need to see a valid break of structure, right? There's only two things the market could do. It could either trend or consolidate, right? Once a break of structure is given, you know it's going to continue higher high, higher low to continue into a higher high. If price doesn't give you a valid break, you already know. Could price, I'll say this first, could price give you an inducement of the high, a fake higher high, and then give you a higher low to continue into a higher high? Yes, absolutely. It could absolutely 100% give you that entry. However, go back and do your back testing. Out of the 10 times that you see price not giving you a valid break, how many times does price actually go back up? Right? In comparison to how many times does price just shoot down? Or in comparison, how many times does the market just consolidate? Right? And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. This is just a zone of consolidation. So again, for me personally, again, this is talking as a trader, right? As a trader, what is something that I'm thinking about right now? What is the one thing that I'm seeing? The one thing that I'm seeing, and first and foremost too, because again, I haven't even updated my chart. Price gave us higher high, higher low, right? The inducement higher high, and then price came down with this wick and gave us an inducement of the low. Right? After the inducement of the low, after the inducement of the bottom of the zone of consolidation, this is now where I want to get ready to start looking for higher highs and higher lows to just take another trade back to the top of the zone of consolidation. That's all it is. Right? So at this moment, once again, as a trader, what am I looking at? Well, first and foremost, we don't have a valid break. So for me to sit here and say, "Oh, price is gonna skyrocket," it's merely impossible. Right? There's a 50-50 chance, and I'm not a gambler. Again, I'm a trader. I don't take 50% chances. I don't take 20% chances. I don't take 60% chances. I don't take 70% chances. I take 85% or above. And right now, I already know, looking at US 30, right? On a day-to-day basis, I wouldn't even be looking to take a trade today. I wouldn't be. Now, for a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, you're missing out on so many trades, yada, yada, yada. Cool. I'm cool with that. Why? Because look what happened yesterday, right? If you were taking trades going long yesterday, just think about it. The entire day, what price was doing what? Trending to the top side. And there's a lot of other things we could put into perspective, market structure, technical analysis, internal time frame, which is why we understood that these trades weren't going to be good. We could do a whole thing about this. But at the end of the day, all I have to do is look at the information given to me that's here. Just here on the 30-minute time frame, I have so much information that lets me know, yo, yesterday was not a good day to trade. I had a lot of information on Wednesday to tell me, yo, today's not a good day to trade. And what happened on Wednesday? There was no volume. There was no volume, right? Understanding that this higher high, higher low, in order for me to expect price to continue into another higher high point, I need to see a valid break of these highs. It just doesn't make, for me, it doesn't make sense to take a trade, right? Especially when you're already at the high of the day, right? That's another factor we could put into it. Like the fact that price was already at the high of the day, the fact that price didn't give us the confirmation of a continuation, which would have been this valid break of structure. I already knew on Wednesday, I already knew this is not going to be a good day to take a trade. Right? Yesterday, same thing. We already knew this wasn't going to be a good time to take the trade. Today, same exact thing. Right? And we could put this on the internal time frame as well. What is price doing on the internal time frame? We're just moving sideways, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, going to the middle, moving sideways, going back to the lows, rejecting lows, going back to the highs, rejecting. I like it's very simple for me. Again, I answered this question earlier in the week. I believe it was like Monday or Tuesday, whenever it was that I answered the question. Like, how do I come up to the charts and I'm not anxious to take a trade? I'm not nervous to take a trade, or I'm not overthinking it, or I'm not, oh, this or this. Like, I have my bias already, right? My bias starts in the daily time frame. Again, US 30 is a little different. US 30 is a very big pair, it moves a lot. Me, again, personally, I'll start off by saying this. I don't trade counter trend. When I'm looking at the regular foreign currency pairs, right? The currency pairs AU, EA, GJ, GU, EA, ECAD, UJ, the currency pairs, is very rare for me to take a counter trend position, right? Very rarely. Now with US 30, with gold, with oil, with silver, with Bitcoin, right? I'll put GJ on that list too, because GJ is a very big pair. Even though it's a currency pair, it's a very big pair. It moves a lot of pips on a day-to-day basis. It's very volatile, right? On these other big pairs, we could get away with trading both ways. We could get away with trading with the trend and with counter trending. However, it doesn't matter what I'm trading, whether it's with the trend or counter trend. I need to see confirmations as to where price wants to go. And right now, we're stuck in a zone of consolidation, right? We're in an uptrend and we're stuck in a zone of consolidation. Price failed to give us a valid break of structure of the high, so we don't even have confirmations that price wants to continue the trend to the top side. Our confirmation is going short. Price already gave us an inducement of the low. On top of the fact that it gave us inducement to the lows, look how many exhaustion candles we have. Just here on the 30-minute time frame. This is all the information that we have on the 30-minute time frame. So right now in the 30-minute time frame, the market isn't really giving us no solid confirmation or solid answers as to where price wants to go. And that's the reason why we're seeing a zone of consolidation, right? So understanding, again, not only the characteristics of a zone of consolidation. Once again, you ask anybody online, yo, what's a zone of consolidation? They're going to answer you, oh, it's sideways movement in the market. Okay, but what is it? What is it? And I always say this almost every stream. You need to be able to know the definition of a zone of consolidation. Why? Because once you understand the definition, which again, the definition, a zone of consolidation is an area in the market where the market makers are trapping traders, inducing traders to get into a trade to hunt for stop losses. right? Once you understand the meaning of a zone of consolidation, it gets so much easier to just let price do what it has to do, because you already know the dangers of a zone of consolidation. You already know what it is that you're looking for before you take a trade on a zone of consolidation, right? This this trade would have been so much more different. This pair, the entries that we're looking for, would have been so much different if price would have given us a valid break of structure. Just think about it. If price would have given you a valid break of structure of these highs, and then let's say price started consolidating, and then price gives you this inducement at the low, you already know you could start taking these trades back to the top side because you have a valid break of structure, right? But the fact that price gave you an inducement of the high and it stayed in the zone of consolidation with no break of the highs and no breaks of the lows, this is all just an inducement. This is right now, the market makers are doing exactly what the definition of a zone of consolidation is: trapping traders, inducing traders to get into a trade to hit their stop losses. It really is that simple for me. It is that simple. Just think about it. How many traders you think on Wednesday took these trades going long? Straight to stop loss, right? How many traders you think during the NYC session, right? From 8:30 to 9:30. How many traders you think took these longs right here? And what did price do? Straight to stop loss, right? Same thing for today, right? How many traders you think are in this position? Oh, guys, there's a double bottom. We have an imbalanced candle. We have the liquidity grabbing the sweep and the fucking support resistance. And this is the retest of the double bottom neckline to continue the. How many traders you think are in this position already? And they're in drawdown. Right now, am I saying that this is a horrible trade and this is going to go straight to stop loss? No, what I'm simply implying is that right now in the market, just look at how many buyers and sellers, right? Just think of it this way. How many buyers and sellers you think are in these trades right now? Going both ways. How many sellers and how many buyers, right? Like, there's a lot. There's so many of them, especially after the inducement, because this is what people want to trade is after the inducement. Oh, the inducement will make it the low. We have to go back to the top side. How many traders you think have been trapped into a trade since yesterday, 2 p.m.? How many traders you think held this trade going long? Right? So again, for me personally, this trading shit is very simple because we know our rules. We know what we're looking for. We know what has to happen. Not only do we know what has to happen after the fact, but we know what has to happen before. Right? Again, before price goes up to these highs, we needed to see that valid break. Is that simple. Now, if price continues these trends to the top side, cool. That's fucking amazing. Yo, please, market makers, if you're listening to me, please push the price higher. Because even though this is what a lot of people would say, right? And we have that gap at the bottom of the market. We already know what gaps mean. Again, I already know for today, I'm most likely not going to trade, but this is good information. What's good, Kendall? My bad. I just seen the chat. Damn, I've been talking for 10 minutes. I'm okay with missing what people would call, quote unquote, the initial trade, the bottom trade. I'm okay with missing that. Why? Because again, if you guys go look at my fucking trading journal, you will see that 8 out of 10 times my trades are at the bottom. But again, when my trades aren't at the bottom, right? When I'm looking for longs or vice versa, when they're not at the top when I'm looking for shorts, it's because we don't have any solid confirmation yet. That's a gamble trade. And I'm not a gambler. I'm not a 50-50 trader. I'm not a 60-30, 60-40 trader. I'm not a 70-30 trader. No. At least 80-85. At least. At a bare minimum. And that's like if I get an aggressive trade because I'm like, nah, this has to go because some other confirmation. That's not the case here. That's not the case here. And I'm definitely not going to take a 50-50 trade. I'm definitely not taking an 80-20 trade on US 30. Sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm not, I'm not I'm not filthy rich. It's a hard hit. When you lose on US 30, you fucking lose. And understand that when you win on US 30, you win. It's comfortable. You're able to eat for a few months off of one US 30 trade. With that being said, again, for me, today, US 30, we're turning it off. I'm not even gonna force nothing. Just like the other pairs. This week, price was just consolidating It was a good start of the week. I'm not gonna lie, very good start to the week. But as the week progressed and price kept moving, and we kept seeing what price wanted to do for almost every single pair, what has price been doing? Just consolidating, trapping traders, inducing traders, making you believe that price is gonna go up for it to go down, and vice versa, making you believe it's gonna go down. Look how many fake outs, how many double bottoms were created, how many double tops were created, how many shoulder head shoulders were created, how many flag post patterns were created, how many fake um candlestick patterns were created, right? For the ones who trade fair value gaps, right? How many fucking fair value gaps were created this week? And all of them went to fucking stop loss, right? For the people who know what the engulfing candles are, how many engulfing candles were printed for price to completely disrespect it and go the opposite way, go straight to stop loss? We've seen it all week. We've seen it all week. We've been active all week. We've been trading live all week. We've been calling them out all week, right? So, with that being said, just got to be patient. You just have to be patient. There's no other way around it. Be patient, wait for your rules. Once your rules are on the chart, then you take a trade. It's not the other way around. You can't take a trade first and then want to wait to see what the market's going to do. Right? You have a change of character, wait for the break. That's simple. Right? So, at this point, I'm gonna stay on the stream because I got nothing else to do. And we'll continue. We'll look at gold. I'll be um very curious to see what gold does, right? We have a 1 minute, right, internal time frame. We have the change of character to the bottom side. We have a valid break of structure. The valid break of structure happened here, right? So we know that we're trading between this lower high point, right, and these lower lows on the 1 minute time frame. So at this point again, I just gotta be very cautious at this point, right? And then once again on the 1 minute, again we could get aggressive on the 1 minute. I was saying this yesterday. We could get aggressive on the 1 minute and say that we have let's see, say that we have the low, and then we have another lower high point. Yes, we'll be trading between the same lower high points on the 1 minute time frame. So we will have to just be very, very very patient here, right? Everything else is just internal time frame. Um, at this point, the internal of the 1 minute, right? If we go down to the 30-second chart, whatever the case is, right? You just see the structure, right? You had higher high, higher low, higher high, and this is where price is giving us that change of character, lower low on the 800 EMA on the 1 minute. So again, at this point, um, the chart looks like it wants a downtrend, but then on the internal time frame, it looks like it wants to go up. And once again, for me, it's very simple. Like, today's the day where I wouldn't even take a trade. I wouldn't even bat an eye to take a trade today. Today's that day where I'll be like, you know what, this is not for me. The market's not moving how they gotta be moving. There's no reason for me to force a trade. No reason at all. It really is that simple. Any questions so far? I know it's probably just me. Oh, Kendall's on this. Hey, Kendall. Any questions? Let me know. If mm, yeah, on the 5 minute, we're still trading between that fucking zone at the bottom and that zone at the top. So technically speaking, this we didn't get a. Did we get that valid break of the high? Yeah, we did. Right. So, technically speaking, on the 5 minute, we're still trading in that higher low point. Right. So that's what I was saying. Like this looks like it wants to uptrend, but internally, and even if you really go down into the 30 minute, everything is downtrending. Right. The EMAs are going down. 5 minute. When you're looking at the 5 minute, um, looking at the internal structure on the 5 minute time frame, we have a change in a break. Price came back to the high of the day, gave us the inducement of it. And then again, the internal of it, you see that's where the 1 minute goes in handy, where now we have a change of character to these bottoms. So, yeah. Nah, but either way, that wouldn't even be a valid high because price didn't give you the break there. So, regardless, exactly. Right. All of that other thing you see is just 1 minute. This is the lower time frame structure. And that's why, like on the 1 minute on the lower time frame structure, you have the change and you have the break to the bottom side. Yeah, because again on the 5 minute you never had the valid break of the other side. So all of that that's happening between the 5 minute is just lower time frame structure. Right. Right, right. Yeah. That's why I was keeping it easy. Like the zone and the structure is big enough for us to mark up that 1 minute structure on the 5 minute, realistically speaking. That's why you see me marking it up on the 5 minute instead of the 1 minute. But again, even on the 1 minute, like there's just a lot. Hmm. What do you mean? What day was that? On Thursday? That was yesterday's. I haven't I haven't marked up like that on the 1 minute where we're trading between this high over here and this low. That this low was here that gave us that valid break. Let me share my screen. Hold on the 1 minute right here. the 1 minute here. Yeah. You have to change back to the top side, and then you trade between this high and this low, and then this is where the break of structure happened. Right. Right. Yeah, that'll be like the internal, like 30-second chart. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we'll be patient. Like now we see it on the 15 minute, we have an engulfing candle going short. This is the time where they're gonna start throwing everything at us, yo. Every entry in the fucking book, man. Just getting everybody in and out of trades. Just fucking everybody. Again, yo, this shit is really simple, yo. For me, no trading day is just as good as a trading day. You lose no cash, no stress. Gotta take it day by day. Mm-hmm. Start taking some bullshit ass trades. $1,000 today ain't gonna change your situation in 2 months. But $1,000 every other day being made, that thousand turns into 5,000, 10,000. That's where it really starts making a dent. You really start making the changes in your life. $1,000 ain't shit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's just another story. That's just people who don't know what the fuck they're doing. You're only gambling on the charts if you really don't know the information that you're looking at. Which is, we already know that's 95% of the traders. 95%, and I don't even like calling them traders, yo. Like 95% of the people who are on the stock market gamble. Like I saw a video the other day of some guy. He trades. I don't know. I don't have enough information. I forgot what his name was and everything. But he was like, people ask me if they should get into trading, and I tell them no. This shit is just gambling. Like I'm gambling. I'm better than 95% of the people who fucking trade. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is really truly what people fucking watch, yo. And I had a conversation with E yesterday about it. I'm like, yo, like, we were at Cheesecake just talking shit, and I'm like, yo, like, this trading shit is difficult in the sense, um, and we're talking in the sense of content. Cause I'm like, yo, like, the number one thing is we understand the reality of trading, right? And if we try to dumb down what we're doing and we try to remove information, what's gonna make us different than everybody else? Like, I don't care to create content. Like, I don't care to have a social media following. If that means that in order for me to have a social media following, I have to do exactly what everybody else is doing. I'm like, that's not the truth. Like that's just how I live. Like I'm not about to dumb shit down for the sake of, oh, but we've been doing this shit for 3 years, fucking damn near every day, and we haven't seen growth. I'm like, for people watching, we haven't seen growth. Bank accounts grow. Like I don't give a fuck. I don't care if we got 3 people watching. Like the reality of it is the the 3 people who've actually fucking watched, just putting into real numbers, in the last 2 years we've had what, over 100 new people. Out of those 100 new people, how many of them are still trading? And out of the ones who are still trading, who are the ones who actually have already passed, funded challenges and are actually making money? Not even 1%. It was nobody, realistically speaking, as of right now. So it's like, like, why am I gonna open up the doors to have now 1,000 people who are gonna do the same shit as everyone else? Yeah, I don't want to be around that shit. That's just bad energy. Like, how many people you think, yo, let's do a one-on-one? I'm like, all right, let's do it. They don't show up. They don't text. I don't hear from them for fucking 3 months until, oh, yo, I'm ready now. Like, yo, you should have been ready 3 months ago, brother. All right. Oh, best believe I know that, Adrian. I already know how it is with you, man. Trust and believe, I know that. How are you, my brother?
Just a little tired of the sideways market has been just moving so choppy. Oil price and status has been the thing everyone's watching. Yeah, yeah, especially this week. There's just been a lot of news, man. But again, is nothing out of the regular. We already know. Like we've been seeing stuff like this for the last what year now, 2 years, where we'll have a few months of like good market movement, and then for the most of it has just been just choppy, just sideways movement for the most part. It's crazy work out of fucking Instagram, bro. Even gold having an inverse relation versus oil. Yeah. Not even the fact that gold has been moving the same way as US 30. We've been talking about that for the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks. It's insane. Yo. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yo, what's good, Weston? Collab? What do you do? You trade too? Yeah. Yo. Hmm? Mm. Yo. because I want to see what happens. Miska, Muska, Mickey Mouse. Oh well, I'm on stream. I can't really. Well, I could. There's a girl that What happened? No, I mean no, it's nothing crazy. It's, so this is one girl, like chilling. She chill. Long story short, she wanted to start a family on some crazy shit. Say like maybe like a year, 2 years ago, almost with me. And I shut that shit down real quick, and then like 2 months passed, and I see that she got pregnant by somebody else. Her kid just turned a year old today. Yeah, she had and it was like nothing crazy. Like we didn't, it wasn't like we were good ass friends from like fourth grade maybe, all the way up until we graduated high school, and then yeah, she unfollowed me on Instagram after that debacle, and she followed me back like last week. Shit, that's the that's the third girl in my life that has done some shit like that. First one was still in high school. Second one was my sophomore year of college. Similar situation as this other girl, and then this girl was like a year or two ago. Why these girls want my babies, man? They see the goat, but like I need to have a kid with him. Uh, Leave me out of it, man. Keep me out of that. Nah, hell no. Shit is wild, yo. You want a baby for what? You're not even working. What? But you could take care of us. Fuck that. Could barely take care of myself. I don't even know how to wipe my own ass. You want me to have a kid? Fuck out of here. Some crazy shit, man. But the good thing is, yo, all of them fine shits. You know what I mean? But like, oh, nah, the babies be hella ugly though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not even being a hater. Finger in my butt? Nah, never, man. Oh my bad. You right. That's my bad, Weston. You right. I just said I didn't. I thought that's where you were going with that conversation. I don't. That's why I've never done it before. I'm not really into that. I just haven't tried it. Uh, you're right. Me neither. But you never know. You got a crazy girl. She just all right, yo. Next conversation. Anyway, what were you gonna ask me, man? If I've ever done what? Nah. Luckily for me, I didn't speak to women when. Well, when I spoke to women, AI wasn't a thing. Now people are gonna be in the chat. Oh, you don't speak to women no more. You like guys? All right, bro.
Let's comment. Let's comment the fuck down. Yeah, no, you were being criminal, bro. Ain't nobody speaking. Yeah, no, dude. What's more criminal is that you have that shit on your fucking gallery, dude. Like that's the shit that's he. Not me. What? Yo, I almost called the cops on you the other day. I'm like, yo, I gotta fucking call the cops. Say this guy's been harassing me for the last couple days. Make him go to your house and delete that picture. Ain't nobody forgetting about that picture, bro. That's crazy that you even have that shit on your gallery, bro. That's the that's the look who's calling me right now, yo. Yo, what's good? All right, I'm black. He lost his tennis bracelet. Fuck. 4K down the drain like that. Donating. TSA. That's what I said. He has a connecting flight in Miami, and I'm like, yo, when is the other flight land? He's like, fuck the other flight. Yo.
Please go check one more time, please.
Check what?
Yo, please go check.
Check the car?
Yes.
I'll go check now. Give me a little bit.
Please.
I'm still on the chart.
Peace of mind.
I got you. I checked everything though. I checked the bottom of the passenger seat. I checked the trunk, the back seat, just in case.
I didn't touch the trunk.
Yeah, well, I checked it anyway.
It would have been like check the side.
Yeah, I checked the side, the bottom of the seat, the back seat. It wasn't in there.
I only touched the back seat and the side. And there was somebody fucking came up and was. I gotta check this bag.
Yo, retrace your steps. Yo, fuck it. Want me to go to the airport?
It's gone. It was on the floor. That shit's gone.
Yo, I got you. I'll gift you one.
Good looking.
I'll let you know if it's in the car too.
Take the trades.
Will do.
Alright.
Got it.
Love you.
Love you too. Yeah, man. Now I gotta buy a fucking 4K, bro. I don't even got one. For that fucking reason, yo. Like, I don't know. I ain't walking around as a free lick. Alright, gold. It is gold. Where you going? Please. Man, we should have taken the engulfing candle, man. Damn. Nah. Alright, SCP done for the day. We're done trading. Right? It's 60. I think so. What was SCP? I don't even fucking know. 100 times 3 is 30. 100, 70 is 70 something. 683? Now, let me do this math real quick. So 102 minus 33%. 100, so 10 times 3 is 30. 102 minus 30 is 100. What's 102 minus 30? 68. Right, and what's STP? Right, there you go. So that my math was right. 102, right? Because I didn't do the math. Like I was just rounding up to 70, 100, right? But that's how you do it. Like you grab the 10 and the 3, you multiply the 10 and the 3 is 30, and then you do 102 minus 30. And there you go. That's it. That's what it is. It's 68. I'm just giving you a easier way to do it, bro. Uh-huh. You do 10 times 3. Right, 10 times 3, 30. So then you subtract 102 by 30. But that's the way you do it. It is rocket science. So somebody who's never been to rocket class. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. I'm trying to figure out why the fuck I got an Argentinian thing. This isn't Argentina. This is Guatemala. Ah. All right, done trading for the day.